All right, the players have finally matched up, so we will move over to our first top four match between DanZ and Mu12, both on the Blaziken mirror.
All right, whose perspective are we going to see this in today?
So we currently have Mu12 at the bottom of our screen. At the top will be DanZ. Both players are setting up, getting their basic Pokemon. Even in a computer simulation, it still takes time for these things. The coin flip is done. And it looks like Mu12 goes first. Double Dunsparce to open up this top four match. Nothing more mirror than that.
Nobody's missing a step, and the energy drop as well. We are seeing the full strike and run.
Wow.
Now, what I think we might see here is, I mean, it might just be an aggro race, but the thing that's really interesting about Ditto is that Ditto can create kind of like a well, I said this before, a playing chicken situation, because whoever exposes that Blaziken EX first could have their opponent throw a Ditto to oppose it and Volcanic Ash the bench without exposing their own Pokemon EX. So that's a really tricky dynamic. It's going to come down to both these players having an expert understanding of tempo, and it might come down to more aggro Delcatty.
Well, we'll see if aggro Delcatty will make another appearance today. With that said, we did hear in the chat that Drew Allen, who also lost his top 8 match to Dan, apparently he also got aggro caddied out of top 8. So both players know how to use this Delcatty to their advantage, but I probably imagine it's more of a story of Blaziken and Ditto. Now, DanZ does not go for the Corsola. Mu12 did, so Coral Glow on turn 2, potentially drawing 5 cards from Mu12, and there's the energy.
And they're going for it.
Attach and attack, so maybe that hand wasn't very good. Corsola finally getting her time to shine with that Coral Glow, drawing 5 cards. Dan is also a Corsola believer, so the fact that Corsola did not show up, curious to see what that means about the hand. Copycat for 9 is pretty good, I'd say. Okay, so
now I just want to mention one thing. Both of these players are playing extremely similar lists.
Oh, they're super similar.
What's interesting to me is neither player plays any hand disruption.
Okay.
So this is not going to be a game of playing around with a shaman. These hands are going to get massive. So this is going to be really a sight to behold, and it might just be, we have that Ditto.
There you go. Why get your own Corsola when you can just copy a Coral Glow of your own? Wow.
We have Corsola at home.
And he only drew 2 cards off of it, though.
Yeah, that might be the last Coral Glow we see, because those hands are so huge.
The one downside, I do love that Corsola, but yeah, maybe maybe you don't need it anymore. Depends. We'll see how Mu12's hand looks here. It is interesting that with both these players playing with such big hand sizes, certain cards like Steven become so less impactful. Even like on turn 3, you probably won't be playing as Steven again for a long time.
Yeah, Steven literally just might not happen at all anymore. We might be seeing copycats flying left and right.
Absolutely. Now, rare candies being played on both sides. Some Blaziken lists do play that one Ancient Technical Machine Rock. I'm not sure if either player does play it, but it could be interesting if that ends up coming up. Because as you said, these lists are both so similar that it might come down to those small handful of cards that differ between Dan's list and Mu12's.
Yeah, now I wonder, I don't know if either of them are running ATM Rock. We've seen both these players on stream multiple times.
And we have not seen a Stone Generator.
I don't think either one has an ATM Rock.
We've seen Nurse come from, I think, Mu12. I don't know if we've seen Nurse on Dan's side yet. And also, actually, interesting decision here. In a mirror match like this, you tend, if you play the same stadium, you tend to just want to drop it first. I wonder if there's a world where you hold on to that high pressure system until you know it benefits you as you play it.
Yeah, I can't imagine wanting to give away that pivot if there's a chance the opponent doesn't have it. We saw another Coral Glow.
DanZ just buying time, slowly building up this Blaziken EX. We could see a Volcanic Ash next turn, and like you said, in this matchup, if you can pick off the Firestarter Blaziken with that Volcanic Ash, that is crucial to this mirror match.
I'm really interested to see what happens. Okay, there's the Blaziken EX, so we might see the first volcanic ash. Here it comes. First volcanic ash, probably picking off that Blaziken on the bench.
Oh, and we're gonna play an Oracle first. So
okay, Mu12 is looking very good so far.
Take your sweet time there, Mu12. Actually, no, pretty fast. Surely takes out the Blaziken. There it is, Mu12.
There it is.
With the initiative, did win the coin flip and went first, and we see that they pull off that first volcanic ash. Okay, Dan,
it looked like they had stumbled for a second, but they are right back in it now.
It's going to be so much harder for a return volcanic ash at this point, given that Torchic just evolved into a Combusken. So now, if you're Dan, this already feels bad.
It would take like a rare candy Blaziken to pull off another volcanic ash, whereas a warp point alone, a warp energy alone would get Mu12 another volcanic ash if they want that. And I can't imagine that you wouldn't want that.
Here is the copycat plays after the warp energy, so Ditto runs to the bench. Okay.
Meanwhile, that Ditto's slowly powering up. There's a chance that Ditto can volcanic ash themselves next turn.
Absolutely, especially with this friend ball. Probably got the Delcatty, it looks like, based on this maneuver here. I was wondering if we could possibly see a rare candy Blaziken, but I think also,
Blaze kick.
Oh, burn. Oh no.
Heads. Worst case scenario, Blaze kick. There's a 1 in 4 chance that Blaze kick kind of sucks a little bit, and we just hit that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that 50 would have mattered a lot. Now, it's still possible, burn going to Dan's turn, but if you'd be able to, for example, use Ditto to Volcanic Ash this active Blaziken EX for a knockout, that could be the swing that you need if you're Dan.
But what are the odds that we don't see a Warp Energy come down? We haven't seen Mu12 play a single one, and there's 4 in the deck.
There you go, right on cue.
Here it is. So this is it. This is the guaranteed Volcanic Ash. I have to imagine that Combusken goes down.
And that is the sheer power of Warp Energy in this deck. Being able to loot this Volcanic Ash every single turn. It's disgusting.
And at the very beginning of the stream, we saw, even back in the day, people knew the power of Warp Energy. But these players, more recently, have really been leaning into it. They're not running just one. They are running the full set, and it is paying dividends.
Oh, yeah. Who knew that using the best attack in the game every turn could be good?
Inconceivable, Evan.
Ugh. Well, now that you're Dan, another Blaze Kick. And it's a heads.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
But now that Blaziken EX is in range of a Volcanic Ash, but is it going to be too late?
Yeah, you can Volcanic Ash again this turn. You just need a high pressure system and a Warp Energy, and you have it.
All right, let's see what they have.
In other words, a rare candy, an Oracle would guarantee it. Well, just goes into
the energy draw. Here's the question: If you're Mu12, what are you going for if you make that play? There it is.
There it is.
Are you taking the Torchic?
I think you have to. I mean, maybe you take out that Ditto, but I think you hit the Torchic. That would leave this Blaziken EX in the active, the only surviving Torchic on Dan's side, and that is absolutely devastating for Dan. Goes for the active.
It's the active Blaziken.
Fair enough. It sets up a Firestream KO. Still very good either way. Mu12 says, you can have that Torchic on the bench. I'm going to get 2 prizes next turn.
So what's really interesting here is now DanZ has the option to take a big Volcanic Ash, and there's a chance they could even do it with a Ditto.
Yes. Volcanic Ash with Ditto would be so good. It would protect this Blaziken EX. The problem is you still need a rare candy into Blaziken for that fire starter, and you'd be losing an energy off of this EX anyway.
Okay, here it comes. So we have the thing is, all of the energy in play is on Mu12's Blaziken EX.
Yeah.
It might be up 2 prizes, but like their board is, it's not bad. Obviously, they have a Blaziken, a Delcatty, a Blaziken EX, a Combusken, but they don't have their energy ready for a return KO.
It's a little unlikely that this EX goes down. The good news
So
is high pressure system, put the Corsola in the active, and double fire stream is already available if you get that second Blaziken.
that's true. We can have attach Blaziken, double fire starter, fire stream. Down would go the Blaziken EX. There's okay for step
Wow.
one.
Wow.
Torchic rare candy. Oh my goodness! Explosive turn. Do they have energy for hand? That's all they need now.
And if they don't,
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
There's that warp once
and
again.
A copycat for 15, Cara.
Oh my goodness.
A supporter that says draw 15 cards? That might be good.
I guess that's pretty good.
Wow, okay.
All right. It looks really good for Mu12 now.
Yes, indeed.
They had everything they needed to just come screaming into control of this game. And now if I'm DanZ, I don't know if I have a way out of this.
And look at this, Cara. Mu12, 0 damage counters on their board. And 2 prizes remaining. It seems like they are sprinting towards the finish line here in game 1 of this top 4 match.
Now we're not going to see a volcanic ash out of Mu12 next turn, but we could certainly set it up.
Yeah, and the difficulty now, right, is okay. Firestream is a fine attack, but the fact that this Ditto cannot be maximized by using a volcanic ash, it sort of limits Dan's ability to retaliate in a meaningful way. I think you'll take the attack if you can. You still want to Firestream, but no. Oh, okay. Here we go. It's time, Cara.
All right, the big deciding attack of the entire format. We're going to see a big sudden flash. Say, hey, you know what? You were down 3 warp energy. Better have the 4th, or I'm getting a free turn.
We saw Wooper pull it off 3 times in a row against Mu12 in that last match. Dan
and then
may have seen
Mu12,
it.
Then
Wow.
Mu12 used that stun needle and took it back. So many paralysis flips, and look at that, heads.
The heads are coming through today. And there's the warp energy.
Oh my goodness, the warp. That means that it's going to be a knockout on the Dunsparce with a fire stream.
Wow.
Mu12's going to easily go down to 1 prize remaining and set up a checkmate with that volcanic ash.
Yeah, so the second fire starter onto... Oh, do they have... Yep. Oh, wait. Wow, Fire Stream only costs system. 1 fire. I totally forgot about that.
1 fire, 2 colorless.
This is incredible.
And this has to be the checkmate.
Yeah.
Sure, you could maybe sudden flash again, but that you're just delaying the inevitable at this point. That Blaziken EX is knocking on your door with its feet, probably.
Well, those blaze kicks are probably not very safe for your door, so... But for DanZ, that won't matter. This Blaziken's going to come kicking in anyway, burn that door down, and take a 1-0 lead here in this top 4 mirror. We're going to see... Looks like we're going to play it out. These are basically untimed matches, so there's no harm in seeing what can be done, but this would have to be a beyond miracle comeback. I don't even know if it's mathematically possible to make this comeback, Cara.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take. And nope, neither does DanZ. DanZ concedes the game. Mu12 wins game 1. Only have to win 1 more game, and they have booked their ticket to the finals.
Okay. Mu12 up 1-0 here in this Blaziken mirror. We will start game 2 here little shortly. Let's just take a quick peek at this other top 4 match as we wait for game 2 to start. So... See, we're in the middle of this game. Robin and Unison Raids both at 2 prizes apiece, or 4 prizes apiece. Played all active. Okay. That Dark Hand looking like it could be very useful for Robin as he navigates this very unique matchup here in the 04 tournament as we eagerly await game 2 of Mu12 versus DanZ. All right, Cara, what does Dan have to do to take home this game 2 after what we saw game 1?
Dan has to do what Mu12 did, but first.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
You know, this is what makes the Blaziken mirror so exciting. These players are both just firing all cylinders. Oh, what's going on here? Players just firing on all cylinders, just doing the most powerful things that you can do in this format. Back and forth. There's no disruption. There's just punching and kicking and fireballs flying all over the place.
And more kicking and more kicking and more kicking.
So much kicking. Oh my goodness.
Those poor Ditto and Dunsparce and Delcatty and Corsola. They're just here to watch the show, it seems.
So I was mistaken about the the Delcatty. We did not see aggro Delcatty. You know, I thought, but nope. Mu12 said nah. And we have a match underway. Let's see if we're ready to go.
All right, we will watch from DanZ's perspective
From,
now.
let's do Mu12 again.
All right, that's fine.
Stay consistent with it.
You don't think there's a maybe there's a streamer curse where whoever is not in our perspective wins? I don't know.
I'm a mathematician. I don't believe that.
Well, I'm a mathematician and I do.
Well,
all right, so we'll stick to Mu12 here. So DanZ down 1-0 is going to go first.
All right, there's no Dunsparce start this time.
Oh, wait. Oh.
No Dunsparce this time. We just see an attach and a Coral Glow. Are we going to see the same thing? We see the same thing out of... Oh, wait, hold up. There's a Skitty.
There's the copycats. And now we draw one.
There's the Coral Glow.
Okay, well, Mu12's
okay,
first
the
time
opposite of the last
supporters.
round.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. No Dunsparce whatsoever.
Oh, first Torchic.
Ooh. This is not really the supporter you want to play on your first turn.
Now, that said, it doesn't matter as much that they're slow getting their Torchic out because they have all those rare candy and no fear of ATM Rock.
Exactly. Maybe there should be a little fear of ATM Rock unless these players know each other's list quite well, which is possible. This late into a tournament, you've probably figured out a little bit about your opponent's deck. Dan with the friend ball for Delcatty. Such a powerful combo that we haven't talked about much today, but a staple of 04 is that friend ball.
You know, that friend ball was a bit more of a fringe card in 04. Chris Fulop did run one, and it's really good because everyone's running Dunsparce, and if you're running Delcatty, you can friend ball, piggyback off that Dunsparce, get your Skitty line set up with a trainer card.
You can also get a Ditto, or in the case of a mirror, you can get any Pokemon you want.
Anything you want.
Now, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think friend ball for Delcatty just makes sense to draw your cards, but Dan, without any Torchics whatsoever, could have friend balled for one of those chickens.
I think Dan is banking on that rare candy to get him back that tempo.
Yeah, maybe just like don't let the Torchic be vulnerable to an attack, instead holding on to them until he can immediately turn them into a Blaziken in one fell swoop.
You know, still slow going. Only one fire energy discards, so not exactly a lot of hurry to get those Blaziken into play necessarily.
Yeah, this is a much slower start from both players compared to game one, and curious to see what's going to happen.
There's Mu12's friend ball. Worth noting, both these players are playing 3 friend ball, a lot of friend ball.
That is a lot. I think that is something that has occurred with these more modern lists, especially since you can also get Ditto. Just that alone increases the versatility of the card quite a bit. Just goes for a Coral Glow for 1. Okay, maybe that's also why DanZ is keeping the bench small, is to limit this Coral Glow.
Yeah, they might just be waiting to get a massive, critical mass of cards in hand, and then just dump everything at once. And that's something you can do when there's no Desert Shaman to worry about.
Well, they just played Copycat, so there's a fresh new hand.
All right. Here's a Torchic.
There we go. What else you got for us?
Let's see some excitement. Let's see some heat.
Yeah, I mean, tournament's on the line here for Dan.
Yeah, Dan's really gotta impress us now.
Oh, all right. He says, I need these Torchics.
Okay.
Going to strike and run. Presumably just getting two more Torchics. Oh, wait.
I respect it.
Maybe let's get Blaziken into play first.
Rare Candy, Blaziken, another energy under the Ditto. I mean, this is all fair to me.
Yeah, you're not really scared of a Volcanic Ash either from U12 at this point.
Quick update. Robin is up 1 game against Unison Raids on the Muck deck. So we are 1 game away from seeing Magma versus Blaziken in the finals. Just like it's actually 2004 all over again.
It's too perfect, Cara. It's already been such a great day, and to have it all come back down to a Magma versus Blaziken match, well,
it doesn't get more iconic, honestly.
I think the only person who doesn't want to see that happen is Unison Raids, as they will try to claw back in game 2.
And they very well might.
Mu12 does get the EX, but again, oh my goodness, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, Cara. No. Wow.
Oh no!
Okay, we need to appreciate what we
Mu12.
just saw. We had to see Evolve into Blaziken EX, Torchic Rare Candy into Ruby and Sapphire Blaziken, attach from hand to be able to set off this Volcanic Ash. Oh my gosh. And that's the one thing Dan thought, there's no way this happens. How do you get the perfect cards?
Okay, but now can Dan pull it off to respond with? Oh, they're not a good sign.
No.
I was gonna say, can Dan respond with a Volcanic Ash of their own with that Ditto? Because that would be a good swing, but they got to have Rare Candy Blaziken right now.
6 cards in the hand and plays
Oracle.
Oracle. Okay.
Let me see the energy. Oracle gets Rare Candy Blaziken. If they have the energy to spare, they can do it.
That requires having 2 energy in the hand right now.
Yeah, but the deck runs a lot of them. You never know.
Let's see.
There's energy
the
drop.
first. What do you got for us, Dan? Looking for Rare Candy, Blaziken, and an energy.
Okay.
That's 1.
They're going for it. They have it. Yep.
There it is.
There it is. There's everything.
Ditto using Volcanic Ash, taking out presumably the other Blaziken. There it goes.
Yep.
Wow.
And now look at that. Just like that, DanZ has Blaziken control, and Mu12 would have to respond with another Torchic Candy Blaziken if they want a Volcanic Ash again. And even if they do, DanZ has a Combustion ready to go.
Oh my gosh, Cara, what's happening here? A second Delcatty, by the way. So the card draw is immense.
No one is whiffing. They are just throwing everything they have at the wall here. This is just high power Pokemon.
DanZ really had such a small hand and had the perfect combo of Oracle double energy. Or maybe they had one of the other cards and they Oracled for the second energy. But
they had everything they needed.
Meanwhile, Mu12 is about to do energy draw, Oracle energy draw, which is even more disgusting than just an Oracle energy draw.
Can we just talk about, you said DanZ had a pretty small hand. DanZ had 5 cards at the start of that turn?
Yeah.
That's not a small hand by any standards, except by the standard where your opponent has 10 cards in hand.
And we've seen, I think the highest hand size we saw so far today was 17.
I believe so. That's right.
I think that happened in the top 8 match. So, yeah, hand sizes get big. Wow, okay. So they actually whiffed the second energy draw. So just going to Oracle, set up the top of the deck, does get to Blaze Kick this Ditto away. How does Dan respond? Don't forget this Combustion does have free retreat thanks to that high pressure system.
But them promoting the Combustion seems a little bit telling, because that's the one thing that could Volcanic Ash. So there's not even a world where they're how can they Volcanic Ash? They don't have any energy in play.
Yeah, and you have to remember they're down a Blaziken as well and a Ditto. We're playing Town Volunteers and we put back.
There it is.
There you go.
They're now up a Blaziken and a Ditto. So if you are DanZ and can do anything this turn, what do you want to do? Do you want a Fire Stream here?
Wow. I think it's too unrealistic to use a Volcanic Ash just based on what we're seeing in the hand. And okay, yeah, Dan's moving faster than I can even speak. Says I'm going to Sudden Flash. The first Tails we've seen in quite a while. It's understandable, but wow, it really leaves this Blaziken vulnerable.
That Blaziken EX is going to Volcanic Ash and eat that Blaziken on the bench. Mark my words. Here it comes.
We'll have to see. Mu12 missed the energy last turn. Gets it this time.
Miss man. It twice.
Okay. It's looking dire for Dan. And I don't want to speak too soon, but Mu12, this was a player that bubbled in to this top 8. And
yes, indeed.
Again, it looks like they are streaking their way to a finals appearance.
They lost their win in against Drew, but have been playing masterfully since then.
This is high octane 04 Blaziken mirror action. Volcanic Ash is being thrown left and right, and unfortunately for Dan, he's been on the receiving end of the majority of them. Finally gets a Blaziken, but what are you attacking with this turn? Is it Ditto time?
I think you have to soften up that Blaziken EX at this point somehow. I don't care if you're Blaze kicking with a Ditto. It looks like that's what they're going to do. Nope, sudden flash. Heads.
Let's see. There are 2 warp energy remaining for Mu12. I'm just going to assume they have it.
They always have it.
Mu12 has
There
had
it is.
everything today. Oh, geez. Dan cannot be happy
Okay.
seeing that.
So here's the question: are we going to see a rare candy Blaziken Firestarter? That would be terrifying if you're Dan.
Wow,
Otherwise,
you're right. I did not even realize that we don't have a volcanic ash yet.
we do not. But we are rare candy Blaziken away.
That's a friend ball.
Let's see what they get.
Just need the candy.
Only use 1 candy this game. That's Combuskin.
Wow.
There it is. Oh no, DanZ, I'm so sorry.
How many volcanic ashes in a row has this been at this point? Mu12 really just putting on an obscene amount of pressure. This is white hot fire from Mu12.
You know, watching that top 8 match, I was beginning to wonder if they had forgotten that volcanic ash exists. They haven't. They were saving all the volcanic ashes in their chamber for this top 4.
Absolutely.
Unreal.
Those Delcatties got a little tired after last round. They decided to take a nap and let Blaziken do all the work.
Now, DanZ's in a rough spot. We could see a Ditto attack, but that's not even gonna be enough. Even if they volcanic ash the bench Blaziken, there's a Combuskin ready to go.
Yeah.
But that said, it's a sudden flash and a tails.
Jeez. I actually don't know if heads or tails matters anyway, because you'd like to pivot out. Yep, there's the pivot.
Okay, so
and an Oracle.
What are we going to see this turn? Are we going to see a Blaze Kick, 75% chance of picking up that KO?
No, Cara, I think we're going to see Oracle for Blaziken and a Fire, and then we're going to get the Blaziken double Fire starter.
The writing on the wall.
Are we going to see a 3rd Volcanic Ash in a row? Maybe a 4th, actually?
There it is.
Wow.
Unreal.
Dominance from
Mu12 just shreds through this mirror match.
DanZ says GG. Of course, it's not over till that flag is officially waved.
There it is.
There it is.
It is over. Mu12.
Mu12
taken to the finals.
Absolutely phenomenal. You could not have asked for a better game if you're Mu12. Truly, everything came through at the right time.